In Red Dead Redemption 2, released by Rockstar on October 26, 2018, Arthur Morgan's journey was a true game changer in the industry, setting a new standard when it comes to storyline, trivia, secrets, and an incredible attention to detail. And to kick off this channel in the right way, I decided to make a very comprehensive video where I will reveal a trivia or secret about each main mission of the game. So get ready to discover secrets that you may have never noticed before. This video took about 60 hours to produce between writing the script, recording over 90 videos, the lengthy editing and review process. So if you want to show support, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Number 1. Outlaws from the West. Even though Davy Callander has just died in the cutscene and his body is still inside the cabin, you can already find his tombstone in Coulter's cemetery, with this detail highlighting a continuity error in the narrative. Number 2. Enter pursued by a memory. In this mission, John is attacked by wolves and needs to be rescued by Arthur. When we analyze his coat, we will see that the sleeve was torn in a bite. Years later, during the epilogue, we can use the same coat with John discovering that he patched up the cut. Number 3. The aftermath of Genesis. Contrary to what you might think, killing the deer without using the bow will not cause the mission to fail, but Charles will be pretty upset about the situation.
Let's try for another.
Nice work, Arthur. Should be enough meat here to keep us all fed for a few days.
You found him.
Hoped you'd use the bow, but you're a good shot.
Number 4. Old friends. If you spared the O'Driscoll in the barn during the first mission, you will be able to meet him again at Ewing Basin, with him having unique dialogues about the interrogation.
O'Driscoll! You're dead, you sons of bitches!
Number 5. Who the hell is Levictus Cornwall? During the ride towards the heist location, there is a scene where the top of Mount Hagen appears in the background, foreshadowing the cabin that 8 years later would serve as a hideout for Micah and his new gang. Number 6. Eastwardbound. Even though we only meet Rain Falling and Flying Eagle in Chapter 4, they already make a brief appearance in Chapter 1, watching Arthur, Hosea, and Charles fixing the wagon wheel. Number 7. Polite Society Valentine style. We can witness 2 unique encounters as we search for Karen in the hotel. The first one on the lower floor with a turtle praying by the window, and the second one on the upper floor with a famous constipated man we always hear mumbling in free roam. Number 8. Exit pursued by a bruised ego. Despite the game not foreseeing this possibility, it is indeed possible to kill the legendary bear during the mission with the help of a tomahawk, but this does not change the final cutscene, with Hosea reacting as if the bear were still alive. Number 9. Americans at Rest. After the fateful fight with Arthur, Tommy suffers serious brain damage and is never the same again, losing the ability to reason and speak clearly.
Hey, buddy. Hey, no hard feelings, huh?
Number 10. The Spines of America. Despite the game asking us not to alert the residents, it is indeed possible to talk to Bob Crawford Sr. and have a secret interaction if we choose to rob them at night and approach him in bed.
Where's the money?
Ain't got no money, mister.
Somehow I don't believe you. Where is it?
It's in my chest.
Number 11. Paying a social call. It is possible to obtain John's unique Cattleman revolver during this mission by using the old glitch of disarming an enemy and leading it towards him. If done correctly, the O'Driscoll will disarm him and Arthur will be able to collect his revolver. Number 12. A Quiet Time. While looking for Lenny, we can enter one of the rooms and come across a blonde woman playing hopscotch. Later, during free roam, we find out that she is the infamous Valentine prostitute killer, with whom we can interact in multiple encounters, either helping her or turning her into the sheriff. Number 13. Money Lending and Other Sins 3. This is the only mandatory loan shark mission in the whole game. The reason for this is quite sinister, as this is the fateful mission where Arthur is exposed to tuberculosis when Thomas coughs in his face. Number 14. We loved Once and True 3. Despite causing the mission to fail, it is possible to watch a very funny secret cutscene if Arthur shoots the Colonian Master after Jamie escapes.
He has fallen, so we must rise!
Number 15. Who is not without sin? When returning to camp with the drunk Swanson, it is possible to elicit unique and distinct reactions from gang members when passing by them carrying the Reverend.
Well, I was wondering when he'd show up.
Number 16. Blessed are the meek. There are several methods to free Micah from jail. The most unusual one is by eliminating all the sheriffs, which will allow us to get the keys and release him from the cell, without the need to cause explosions or damage to the sheriff's office. Number 17. The first shall be last. The title of this mission is a foreshadowing of Sean Maguire's future, as he was the last one to be rescued after the Blackwater Ferry robbery, but the first one to die during the course of the story. Number 18. Pouring Forth Oil Part 3. Despite being a main story mission, it is possible to ignore it and not steal the oil carriage from Cornwall. Eventually, John will call us and say that he stole the carriage because Arthur was taking too long and they could miss the train.
You never got us that oil wagon, did you?
I'm sorry. I clean forgot.
Don't worry, it's taken care of. Otherwise, we'd miss that train.
Thank you.
You're still interested in the job, ain't you?
Well, yes, but, I think we'll need another man. I like Charles Smith for this kind of thing.
Number 19. A Fisher of Men. This mission foreshadows the fate of Edgar Ross and Jack Marston as the duo meets for the first and last time on the banks of a river. The first on the Dakota River in 1899 and the second 15 years later on the San Luis River. Number 20. Pouring Forth Oil 4. As revealed by the second game trailer, this mission was also supposed to feature Lenny and Bill in the heist, but for some unknown reason the duo was removed, leaving only John, Sean, and Charles. Number 21. The Sheep and the Goats. After the confusion with Cornwall and Valentine, it is possible to return to the tavern later, where the bartender will have a unique dialogue with the player asking if it was indeed Arthur involved in the altercation.
Hey, weren't you with those fellas in here when all that hell broke loose with Cornwall a while back?
Cornwall? Nah, wasn't me.
All right. I guess I must be mistaken.
Number 22. A Strange Kindness. During a dialogue with Charles, Arthur says that Dutch would never hide in a cave.
And there ain't no way Dutch is gonna just hide away in a cave somewhere. Goes against everything he stands for. That'd be admitting we're nothing more than low-down criminals. Which we are.
This dialogue foreshadows the future as later on the gang loses its ideals, with Dutch choosing Beaver Hollow as a hideout. As we noticed throughout the game, coherence is not Dutch's strongest point. Number 23. Further questions of female suffrage. In this mission, Arthur and Sadie visit the town of Rhodes, with the blonde going into the general store and buying new clothes. If we come back to the store later on, the shopkeeper will make a comment about the blonde's unusual choices.
How's your friend getting on with those new clothes? Not something a lady should be wearing, in my opinion, but each to their own, I suppose.
I'd be very surprised if you had a lady, my friend.
Well, not right now, but I've had my share. Anyway.
Number 24. The New South. At the end of this mission, we have the choice to go fishing with Hosea and Dutch. If for some reason you decide to jump off the boat, the elderly duo will react in a very funny way, as if they were breaking the fourth wall and speaking to the player.
Arthur! Just get back in the boat, Arthur. You really think this is the time for a swim? Will you stop messing around?
Just ignore him. He'll get bored soon enough. Can we go now? Enjoy those wet clothes.
Number 25. American Distillation. If Arthur refuses to bet on a race with Dutch, it will be possible to follow Bill driving the moonshine wagon by simply leaving it on a road next to the camp. Number 26. The Course of True Love 2. In this mission, Bo asks Arthur to take a letter and a gift to Penelope at the Braithwaite Manor. A secret possibility is to divert the route to the smuggler, sell the gift, and deliver only the letter. Interestingly, this does not fail the mission and triggers a unique dialogue.
Are you Penelope Braithwaite?
Why, yes, I am.
I have a letter for you.
A letter?
It's not from me, it's from
From Bo. Oh, well, was there a gift? He usually sends a little something.
No gift, just a letter.
Okay.
Number 27. Advertising the New American Art Part 2. Originally, Arthur and Hosea would wear exclusive hillbilly outfits during this mission, as part of their disguise as Melvin and Phantom. The outfits consisted of blue overalls, fake beards, and wide-brimmed hats. Although these outfits were removed from the mission, it is still possible to restore them through mods. Number 28. An honest mistake. In this mission, the gang hides in the Compson's barn. Although the intruder appears in an interrogation scene, he is not the same as the one that appears in Jeremiah's side mission, revealing an oversight by Rockstar during the mission's development. Number 29. Preaching forgiveness as he went. This mission marks the only moment in the entire game where Arthur calls Lenny by his full name, Leonard.
Over there.
Leonard.
I'm looking, all right?
Number 30. The fine joys of tobacco. If Arthur takes too long to enter the mansion, the butler will start getting his attention with several unique dialogues. Interestingly, one of these dialogues was recorded by a different actor, with a completely different voice than usual. Number 31. Magicians for Sport. This mission contains a unique, secret, and easily missable cutscene, which is unlocked if Arthur shoots one of the bounty hunters before approaching. It shows a very different Arthur from the usual, acting as if he has low honor.
You know that.
Jeb! No. Wait. Now, where were we? Where's my friend, buddy? Come on, speak!
Hey! No! No, he's in a cabin. Down by Braithwaite Manor, near the cornfield.
Thank you. Charles, come on.
Number 32. Horseflesh for dinner. In this mission, it is possible to use a very interesting glitch that will allow us to steal and keep any of the Braithwaite's horses, which are elite horses and cost a lot in the stables. This is a fairly big glitch, and soon I will bring a complete video about it here on the channel. Number 33. Friends in very low places. In this mission, Trelawney distracts a terrible opera singer so Arthur can steal her carriage. Although the game doesn't tell you, it is possible to kill her without failing the mission, which angers Trelawney.
Well, that didn't go exactly according to plan. How did we do?
Well, aside from all the shooting and getting shot at, we did fine. Here.
Thank you.
Number 34. Sodom back to Gomorrah. In this mission, it is possible to rob the bank without alerting the authorities, as long as no shots are fired and the vaults are deciphered quickly. However, the sheriffs still end up noticing the robbery when the gang is returning to their horses. Despite that, this method is effective in avoiding some of the initial combat and saving some ammunition. Number 35. Blessed are the Peacemakers. This mission marks the first moment we see honor animals like a deer symbolizing Arthur's good honor, while a coyote represents bad honor. These animals have secret symbolisms that I will soon explain more here on the channel. Number 36. A short walk in a pretty town. Depending on your honor level, Arthur can have very different reactions to Sean Maguire's death, giving a nice demonstration of the personality change caused by different levels of honor.
He was like an annoying little brother to me. What fun we had riding together. What a goddamn mess we are making of things. Sean has been killed. His head shot half off in an ambush. Still no Confederate gold, but a shitload of trouble.
Number 37. Blood Feuds Ancient and Modern. After this mission, you can return to the Braithwaite's mansion where we will find Catherine's body completely charred, since in the final scene she runs towards the mansion. Number 38. The Battle of Shady Belle. During the showdown at the mansion, one of the Lemoyne Raiders' gun fails. If we want, we can spare him and let him escape. However, interestingly, he gets hit by John on the way out, leading to a hilarious dialogue between them, highlighting the frustration and surprise of the moment.
Die! Oh, shit! Get out of here! Now, go!
Okay, I'm going. I got one who's trying to escape.
I was letting them go!
Too late now.
Number 39. The Joys of Civilization. In the initial scene of the mission, Dutch points a revolver at Arthur's head. If the player has good honor, Dutch doesn't put his finger on the trigger. However, if honor is low, he puts his finger on the trigger, creating additional tension in the moment. Number 40. Angelo Bronte, a man of honor. In this mission, it is possible to spot a ghostly woman in the cemetery who mysteriously appears behind Arthur in several occasions. However, the player can still lasso her if quick enough. Number 41. The Gilded Cage. In this mission, the gang visits the mayor's party in St. Denis. The group consists of Arthur, Hosea, Bill, and Dutch. However, originally, Molly O'Shea should also be present, with the redhead wearing a party dress in the game files. Number 42. No, No, and Thrice No. If Arthur spares Anthony Foreman's life, it will be possible to meet him again years later during the epilogue, as he is the target of a bounty that John can collect at the St. Denis Sheriff's Office.
Hey, I think you knew a friend of mine. Tilly Jackson.
Tilly Jackson? I ain't heard that name in a time. Hey, you're not the... No, he was bigger. Look, if you're with that other friend of hers, I promised to stay away, and I did. Don't bring me in because of Tilly Jackson. Things is long settled between us.
But I ain't bringing you in for Tilly Jackson. I'm bringing you in because they're paying me.
Number 43. Horseman Apocalypses. If the player does not comply with Dutch's request and stays on the balcony during the shootout, there will be a secret scene where Dutch pushes us out, forcing us to go down to the first floor.
Arthur, we need your gun down there. Arthur, now. Go on.
Damn crap.
Number 44. Fatherhood and Other Dreams Too. In this mission, Rockstar created several different dialogues for Mary, with different reactions depending on Arthur's state. Additionally, they also created unique dialogues in case Arthur gets drunk during the mission.
You could have cleaned yourself up a bit.
Ah, shut your mouth.
Arthur!
Forgive me, I'm slightly intoxicated. Anyway, I could use another drink.
Number 45. Urban Pleasures. Many believe that this is the fateful mission where Dutch finally lost it, as after the cable car collision, Dutch puts his hand on his head, signaling that he hit it severely. Number 46. A Fine Night of Debauchery. In this mission, Arthur wears a sophisticated suit for the robbery on the luxury boat. Depending on the player's honor level, the color of the tie changes, with it being blue if the honor is high and red if it is low. Number 47. Country Pursuits. If the player takes too long to return to the boat after rescuing Jules, a secret mission failure scene will be triggered, where we will see Dutch's life being taken by the infamous legendary alligator.
Dutch! Shoot something!
Number 48. American Fathers 2. Although the game implies that the player should reach Danbury's office without being seen, this is just a myth. In fact, it is possible to shoot and cause a commotion, yet the mission will still proceed normally, with the game acting as if we were in stealth mode. Number 49. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Inside Bronte's mansion, you can find a letter from the Italian to the chief of police in St. Denis asking for increased policing at the cable car station, confirming the suspicion that the robbery was a carefully orchestrated trap by the spaghetti eater. Number 50. Banking, the old American art. During the massive shootout with the Pinkertons and the St. Denis police, it is possible to jump through the bank window and loot Hosea's body. Unfortunately, no special items are found as they are random and generic. Number 51. Welcome to the New World. Upon arriving in Gomorrah, the gang is surprised by Alberto Fusar's men. To hide their true identity, Dutch introduces himself as Aiden O'Malley.
What's your name?
Aiden O'Malley.
Is that so?
Making a direct reference to a character from the classic GTA 4 who has the same name.
Aiden O'Malley. What about Aiden O'Malley?
Number 52. A kind and benevolent despot. In this mission, Arthur and Hosea are guided by Gloria, a local resident of the island. As payment, Dutch hands her the last gold bar remaining from the bank heist. Interestingly, after strangling her, Dutch does not retrieve the gold bar, leaving it behind without explanation. Number 53, Savagery Unleashed. In this mission, Arthur needs to swing himself to fall off the chair and free himself. If the player doesn't perform this action in time, the mission will fail, triggering a secret cutscene where Arthur ends up dying.
Don't worry. I'll be with you in a minute. A ver si alguno de ustedes habla después de ver que no estoy bromeando. Nadie va a extrañar a este puerquito.
Number 54, Hell Hath No Fury. During this mission, it is necessary to use a cannon to destroy a ship. Interestingly, although the ammunition needs to be reloaded after each shot, it is not removed from the magazine, remaining static in place. This detail represents a small oversight in the development, but it is something that goes unnoticed during the action. Number 55, Paradise Mercifully Departed. The title of this mission, Paradise Mercifully Departed, is a sort of parody of a poem written in the 17th century by author John Milton. Does this name sound familiar to you? Number 56, Dear Uncle Tacitus. In this mission, Arthur returns to Shady and finds a series of letters, revealing that the gang is taking refuge in Lakay. But if the player wants to save some time, they can go straight to Lakay, eliminating the need to escape from the Pinkertons in Shady. Number 57, Fleeting Joy. At the end of the mission, we see Micah executing a Pinkerton agent with his knife. Although this may not seem suspicious at the moment, later on Milton reveals that Micah started snitching after returning from Gomorrah. This suggests that Micah may have killed the agent to prevent him from revealing that he was the one who betrayed the gang, exposing the hideout in Lakay. Number 58, that's Murphrey country. In this mission, Molly confesses to betraying the gang to the Pinkertons. As punishment, Miss Grinshaw executes her, ordering her body to be burned. Initially, this was not the plan. As with mods, we can restore Molly's tombstone near the camp. This was probably removed as it wouldn't make any sense for the gang to make a tombstone for a traitor. Number 59, The Course of True Love V. During this mission, Arthur is diagnosed with tuberculosis by Dr. Joseph R. Barnes, and if we return to the doctor later on, there will be a series of dialogues with him asking about Arthur's health.
Oh, hello. I was hoping you'd be in a sanatorium somewhere out west by now.
Well, I got people who need me here.
Okay, well, don't leave it too long, please. So, what can I get for you?
Number 60, Icarus and Friends. In this mission, Sadi introduces us to Arturo Bullard, a hot air balloon instructor. With his charismatic and popular personality, he quickly captivates the player. The actress who played Sadi also liked him, with Alex McKenna revealing that he is her favorite character in the whole game.
I'm gonna have to go with the hot air balloon dude. Because he called me a delicate flower. And I think it's nice to have a first time for something.
Number 61, Visiting Hours. During the Mayor's Party mission, Arthur has the opportunity to meet Haston Jameson, the director of Sisika Penitentiary. This unlocks a unique dialogue in the mission to rescue John, with Arthur mentioning to Guard Milliken that he had the pleasure of meeting the director.
Who's in charge of this fine establishment?
Mr. Jameson? Sir?
Jameson? Heston Jameson?
Yes. Not his brother Archibald. He owns the mine up in Amesburg.
My God, what a family.
Yes. He's been quite an exacting boss at times.
Number 62, Just a Social Call. In the initial cutscene of the mission, Arthur has a serious discussion with Dutch and Micah, stating that the time for people like them has already passed. This sentiment is echoed by Dutch 12 years later as one of his final lines to John in Red Dead 1.
Barely escaped with our lives in Saint Denis. Now we got a rat.
Well, Molly clearly talked, but who else?
Maybe we pushed things too hard. Maybe time for folks like us is past.
Our time is past. Yeah.
Number 63, A Rage Unleashed. During this mission, the army boat crashes into the Van Horn Lighthouse. It remains there until the end of Chapter 6 and can be seen in Arthur's final mission as he runs towards the lighthouse to provide cover for Sadie. Number 64, The Delights of Van Horn. In this mission, we find Micah Bell and Bill sitting in a house near Van Horn. After the initial cutscene ends, we can climb the balcony and jump through the window, discovering an artificial mutant creature. I'll talk more about it here on the channel, explaining its relationship with Thomas Downs. Number 65, Goodbye Dear Friend. In the initial cutscene of the mission, Dutch gives Arthur a black police uniform. This is a bit strange, as seconds later we see Arthur and Dutch wearing blue uniforms instead of black. Number 65. The Fine Art of Conversation. At the end of the mission, Arthur can encounter both Mother Superior Calderon and Reverend Swanson at the Emerald Ranch Station. This depends on various factors, such as whether Arthur completed the nuns' missions in St. Denis and his level of honor during the mission. Number 67. Favored Sons. During the cliff scene, Dutch briefly reflects on gravity, saying that people can't fight against it. This line foreshadows his own fate, as 12 years later he repeats the same words to John before jumping off a cliff and committing suicide.
I got a plan. This is a good one.
I got a plan, John.
You always got a plan, Dutch.
This is a good one. My whole life, I tried to fight change. It's a waste. I see that now. It's waste. My whole life, all I ever did was fight. You can't fight change. You can't fight gravity. We can't fight change. Can't fight gravity. Our time has passed. Yeah.
Number 68. The Bridge to Nowhere. This mission features a curious moment in the game. When the train approaches Arthur and John, it seems to be moving at a fairly slow speed. However, seconds later when the train collides with the cart, it appears to be at a very high speed which couldn't have been reached so quickly. Number 69. Mrs. Sadi Adler, Widow 2. After completing the mission, it is possible to loot the body of the O'Driscoll that Sadi killed, finding a letter written by Colum from the St. Denis prison. In it, Colum mentions that he was arrested because of a talkative woman who reported him to the authorities. Although the letter does not reveal her identity, players suspect that this woman is Miriam, the drunkard from the St. Denis saloon. Number 70. The King's Son. There are at least two methods to break the wall of Fort Wallace to escape with the Flying Eagle. The first one using the cannon as the game suggests, and the second using dynamite, whether it's throwable, volatile, or even the explosive arrow. Number 71. My Last Boy. At the end of the mission, Arthur falls off his horse and is rescued by a family from Ansburg. If we pay attention, we will realize that they are the same German family that Arthur helps in Dewberry Creek, rescuing the father who is tied up in Clemens Point. Number 72. Our Best Selves. During the train heist, John gets shot and Dutch tells Arthur he will rescue him. Moments later, we find out that this is a lie, with John suddenly appearing alive. This story is told 12 years later in Red Dead 1, where John tells Landon Ricketts that he left the gang because they left him to die during a robbery.
I tried to go straight. I did. I left the gang after the gang left me. Left me to die after I'd been shot. I got shot in a robbery. They left me, and I left them.
Well, that's how it goes.
Number 73. Red Dead Redemption. During the discussion at Beaver Hollow, when the group splits in two, it is possible to spot the silhouette of Pinkerton agents in the background, cautiously observing the discussion in silence and waiting for the right moment to attack and corner the gang. This detail reveals a surprising level of attention to detail, as surely very few people noticed their presence during the cutscene. This mission is home to various curiosities and hidden possibilities, so be sure to watch my special video that I will release about it. Number 74. The Wheel. In this mission, Abigail gets a job at the doctor's office in Strawberry. Interestingly, this establishment is always closed. However, by using mods to explore its interior, we can see that it is fully developed, suggesting that initially it should have been accessible to players. Number 75. Simple Pleasures. This mission marks the first time we can milk cows in the game, with this mechanic becoming quite prominent in the epilogue onwards, especially in John's daily tasks on the ranch. Number 76. Farming for Beginners. In this mission, John helps Tom Dickens build a fence around the property. Tom is David Geddes' most trusted man, the owner of Pronghorn Ranch. One thing that many people are unaware of is the fact that he is played by actor Christian Kahn, known for various roles in movies and series, especially in Law & Order and Law & Order Special Victims Unit. Number 77. Fatherhood for Beginners. In this mission, we teach Jack how to ride a horse, guiding him on the speed he should impose on the horse, needing to decrease or increase the pace. If you are a 5-star dad and make him push the horse too hard, you will trigger this hilarious scene with Jack falling off the horse. Number 78, Old Habits. In this mission, we are introduced to the leader of the Laramie Boys, whose voice and mannerisms are surprisingly similar to Stephen Ogg, the actor who brought Trevor to life in GTA 5. Despite the strong resemblance, Stephen himself confirmed on his Twitter that he did not play the character, joking that imitation is one of the sincerest forms of flattery. Number 79, Jim Milton rides again. When about to take out the wicked leader of the Laramie Boys gang, the game makes a strong reference to the cover of the first Red Dead, with John standing in the same position as the art, aiming his sawed-off shotgun with a frown on his face. Number 80, Fatherhood for Idiots. In this mission, John and Jack are cornered by 3 men who accuse John of killing a man. Many players are confused about who this person might be, thinking they may have missed some detail. However, the event happened outside of the player's control between the end of Chapter 4 and the beginning of Epilogue 1. What the player sees is just the Marston family fleeing, with Abigail complaining that John keeps getting into trouble. Number 81, Motherhood. In this mission, John discovers that Abigail left with Jack, finding a letter from Morena explaining the reason. This may be a reference to the mission Did Somebody Say Yoga from GTA 5, when Michael's family leaves home and he also finds a letter from his wife. Number 82, Gainful Employment. In the opening cutscene, we see Sadi arguing with some men, with the blonde stabbing one in the hand and punching the other. The curiosity here lies on the man who got punched, as he is the same man who bothered Arthur and Lenny in the same saloon. During the mission A Quiet Time, number 83, the landowning classes, home of the Gentry. In this mission, John buys the ranch and needs to drive out some squatters from the land. Most people just start shooting, making them miss the second alternative, which is to remove them in a friendly way. To do this, just talk to the men and offer them some money. Surprisingly, they will be happy and leave.
Take some money. Go try and find somewhere else to stay.
You for real, friend?
Sure, take it.
You're a real gentleman. Okay, boys, let's go celebrate.
Thanks, mister.
Number 84, Bare Knuckle Friendships. During the shootout, the Hammermen use Mauser pistols from 1899, which surprises John, who reacts to the weaponry as if he had never seen anything similar before.
What are those guns they have?
What, you don't have them in the high country? Invention moves real quick.
Here it does. Frightening.
This is quite curious since both weapons can be acquired before the epilogue, suggesting that John would already have familiarity with them. This detail may indicate that originally these weapons were supposed to be unlocked only in the epilogue. Number 85, Home Improvement for Beginners. Besides being the shortest mission in the entire franchise, it contains a very annoying bug for those looking to get the gold medal, because if the player skips the initial cutscene, it will be impossible to complete the mission in less than 18 seconds, so make sure to watch the cutscene. Number 86, A Quick or Honest Day's Labor. Despite all of New Austin being accessible to John in the epilogue, this is the only mission where we set foot in it. Rockstar may have done this to be consistent with the first game, as throughout the story, John always mentions that he's not familiar with the region. Number 87, The Toolbox. When visiting the lumberyard in Blackwater, John meets Mr. Cakes, a confused and distracted man. After finalizing the purchase of the house and signing the document, Mr. Cakes reads John's name as Mr. Martin.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Martin. Albert Cakes, Esquire, at your service.
You boys give me a minute.
This indicates that he probably got confused, as John always signs as Milton, never as Martin. Number 88, A New Jerusalem. During the mission, a bluebird frequently appears next to John, which draws a lot of attention, as it is present in most scenes. Many players believe that this bird represents the reincarnation of Arthur, symbolically accompanying John in this special moment of building his home. Number 89, A Quick Favor for an Old Friend. In this mission, we visit Mr. Robu's ranch, the same man Arthur collects a debt from in Chapter 2. In the first encounter, his English is quite rudimentary. However, years later, during the epilogue, we notice a great evolution. The rancher now speaks English much more fluently. Number 90, Uncle's Bad Day. During a cutscene, we witness Uncle singing at the ranch.
Young miss at dancing school is taught the minuet to tread. Young miss at dancing school is taught the minuet to tread.
He sings very well, but the voice doesn't seem to be his. And indeed, this is not just an impression, as the one singing is John Oakrey, the actor who originally brought the character to life. Unfortunately, Oakrey passed away during the recordings, with James McBride taking on the role. As a posthumous tribute, Rockstar chose to keep the scenes in which Oakrey sang in the game. Number 91. A really big bastard. At a certain point in the mission, we are surprised by a giant bear full of scars on its face. This animal is the same bear that we can find years later in Red Dead 1, being the legendary bear Brumas, the last animal we need to kill in the hunter challenges. Number 92. Trying again. If we start this mission during the day, we will find Jack reading a book in a tree. If we start at night, there will be a different scene, with John knocking on the door of the room and inviting him to do something the next day.
Hey, Jack. How about tomorrow we do something?
Okay, Pa.
See you bright and early then.
After that, the scene cuts to the tree and the mission continues as usual. Number 93. A new future imagined. This mission was supposed to have a final cutscene showing Abigail and John returning to the ranch with the purchases from Blackwater. Although the scene is still present in the files, Rockstar chose to remove it, jumping straight to the moment they are in bed. Number 94. American Venom. During the final mission of the epilogue, Micah may appear with an alternative look depending on the outcome that the player chooses for Arthur. If you choose to go back for the money with good honor, Arthur will stab Micah in the eye during the final showdown. The result of this stab can be seen 7 years later, with Micah's eye being completely blind. However, this does not happen if Arthur goes back for the money with bad honor or decides to help John escape.
Kinda rich calling me Scarface.
Your buddy, Arthur, did this to me. I won. Arthur wanted the cash. You ain't any better than him. I know it.
You don't know nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of this grand video, sharing a curiosity about each mission in the game, remembering that I only talked about the main missions, leaving out the optional and secondary ones. So if you learned at least one thing you didn't know, drop a like on the video and tell me what it was, and if you made it this far, it's because you enjoyed it. Thinking about that, don't forget to subscribe by clicking here next to the red arrow. This will help me a lot to work on better content for you. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.